Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we will do a video for, well, I guess a continuation of leaders. These ones are leaders of younger groups, or I guess newer groups is what I should be saying. And I hope you enjoy it and you like the video. So yeah, I will start with the first person, which is, this time I did not research how to pronounce names, and these are people I technically don't really know as much as the ones in the previous one, so I'm just like so yeah, so the first person is from G-IDLE, and we're going to start with Soyeon. Did I say Su? Should it be Soyeon? Yeah. So let's see, what type of leader is she in her group? So our first card is Angel of Dreams. So right away I'm getting that she's the type of leader that likes to accomplish their dreams. So she feels like the type of leader that likes to work with her group or guides her group. As you can see right here, this one line right here. She likes to guide her group to achieve their dreams and make them real. She seems like the type of person that likes to help them make them true. She seems like the type of leader that loves to guide the people she's with. The next card we have is Eagle, Spirit. Spirit has your back. She seems to also be the type of leader that just trusts that life, I guess someone that believes in karma, or she feels like someone that trust that life has her back, in the sense that if she's like, I kind of want to achieve this, or I want justice, or I want to achieve this goal or dream, wish, desire, and life will be like, okay, we'll figure out a way to make it happen. So she feels like the type of leader that believes that there's just so much she can do before life steps in and does their own thing. And then we have Pluto. So it seems like she is someone that loves transformation and loves change, someone that seems to be spiritually very connected to the world, or is someone that many people will feel like they're just lucky, but in reality is someone that just understands that all she has to do is trust that things are going to happen and believe that they're going to happen. She feels like is the type of leader that is very wise. I'm getting someone that takes a lot of care in leaving something behind. And when I mean leaving something behind, it could be knowledge, it could be a skill, it could be the ability to do something, which is a skill. No, the lessons. It feels like someone that values a lot, like inheritance or transformation as well. Someone that really as a leader really likes to just change and transform, become better. Someone that is the type of leader that is not afraid to shed their screen. Oh my god, I think I made the same mistake in another video. Is not afraid of just shedding their skin and transforming into something better. So with that, let's go on to the next question, which is, how does the rest of G-IDLE see Soyeon as their leader? How do they feel about it? So yeah, how does the rest of the group feel or see her as a leader? They see her as a queen. They see her as someone that overthinks a lot of things. So we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So to me, it feels like many of them see her as someone that works very, very hard. It feels like it's someone that is like a workaholic. Like they feel that she is someone that it's always busy, always doing something, always thinking of something else, always thinking of work. So they see her as a leader that is very hard, like a very hardworking leader. They also see her as someone that is very caring, someone that's very, very confident, someone that knows exactly how they feel. It feels like they see her as someone they can be protected by, someone that can be guided by, which I find very amusing since she's, I guess, from the middle, age-wise, right? Like, she's from the middle ones. So I guess even the oldest ones are like, feel taken care of or feel guided by her or feel protected by her. I guess it's also those things that she had, Soyeon has a lot of experience in her career, so she does have like a little bit more of knowledge of how to guide the group, and if that's the case, it explains why many of them will look up to her, someone that knows exactly what they're doing, and someone that feels very confident, very proud, very happy. So they see her in a very, very good light as a leader. They see her as someone that is divinely protected and well taken care of. So I guess if you don't believe much in spirituality, it will seem like someone that is very lucky. Again, a lot of people will see that about her, like she's very lucky. The other thing that I see is that the group also sees her as someone that is constantly overthinking, because we have the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords usually means someone that is overthinking, and it reaches to the point that it can get them very stressed and overwhelmed. So I feel that many of them see her as someone that is usually is thinking so much, overthinking, and doing a lot, that she's overworking herself. Like, I feel many of them see her as a leader that is someone that's very confident and very lucky, but at the same time someone that works very, very hard as a leader. So they see her in a very good light, actually, which I think is very nice. So with that, let's go to the last question, which is, how does Soyeon feel how does she feel with her role as a leader? What she thinks about it. I want this one. That one's kind of dirty. I don't know why, but I want that one. Be bold and make the first move. So as a leader, she feels like she has to always take the first step. She always has to. She feels like as a leader, she has to. It's a cardinal moon. Be bold and make the first move. So now that I think about it, they see her as someone that's working very hard, because she's a Virgo. So that's a normal Virgo thing to do. You just overwork yourself to death. But anyway, putting that aside, we have be bold and make the first move, which tells me that she feels like a leader, or she feels that her role as a leader means that she has to take the first step. Always try new things for her group. Always try to figure out what's the best thing for the group. What is the right path. Again, she is a type of leader that likes to guide her group. So she feels like she has to figure out which one's the right path, what is the right thing to do, where to go from anywhere, and so on. So she feels like she's the one that has to guide her group, and the best way to guide them is by going through experiences and taking that first step, the initiative. We also have the Fox, and we have the Otter. So she feels like a good leader, or like her role as a leader means that she has to be very cunning. And by cunning, I feel that she always has to be very grounded, confident, but also have the motivation and the drive to see what's the next big thing. What should we do? How can we do it better? How can we improve ourselves? How can we have a better anything of everything? Like, she seems like it's the type that is always thinking, and I guess that's what they see, her overthinking side, which is she's always Soyeon is always thinking of like, what is the best thing we can do? What is the next step? She's always thinking of how to improve themselves and how to be better. And the Otter tells me that the blue and yellowish green, it tells me that she is someone that is, as a leader, she feels that when you're gonna talk about how you feel, you have to be very honest. I feel that as a leader, she's a type of person that honesty is something she truly values. She feels like all leaders should always be very open and honest on how they feel and what they think about the people they're with. Very good at communicating that as well, so that you can clear all the confusion, all the fog of what is going on, how are things happening, and that unknown and mysteries, which could explain that Pluto energy. She's someone that does not deal with people's bullshit, and she does not want to create problems because people don't know what's going on. She feels like it's the type of person that the type of leadership she feels she should bring to people is that one where people know exactly how things are happening and why they're happening. Of course, if she has the answer. If she doesn't, then she doesn't. But she feels like a leader should also be very welcoming in the sense of like, how do you feel? Tell me how things are going, and encourage that type of behavior in the group so that there's no misunderstandings and everything is very clear and there's no baggage within the group. So I think that's actually a very good type of leadership she has. Take the first step and be of guidance to the group, be welcoming to their ideas. And I think the group really, really appreciates that about her. If she's someone that is not afraid of telling people how she feels, then that explains why the Queen of Cups is right here. We have Scorpio energy, we have Pluto, which is ruled by Scorpio, which is the ruler of Scorpio, I mean. So that tells me that she is someone that is very intense, and they're not annoyed by it, they're not afraid by it, they're not scared of it. If anything, they appreciate that she's very open and nurturing in a fatherly type of way. It feels like she's a type that is looking out for them, but she's not gonna be like, oh, let me hug you, let me feed you stuff. It's kind of like, like, I guess kind of like why am I thinking military mom? Is that a term? Someone that is just like pretty strict, pretty a little bit distant, but because they're always working, I guess. But aside from that, it doesn't feel like anything too bad. It just feels that, if anything, they're just worried of how hard she's working and how she's always busy and how that could affect her mental state of being. But aside from that, it seems like the group sees her in a good light. She's a very good leader, and she knows how to handle her group pretty well. So with that, thank you for watching, and I will go on to the next person. Now we're going to do the leader thing for Taeyong from NCT. Is it NCTU? Is it NCT 127? Is it NCT? He's not in NCT Dream though. I can't say that. Or Wavy. Can you tell I'm making fun of it? Anyway, so what type of leader is Taeyong? If you feel I'm saying his name wrong, it's because I don't know. This time I think I forgot how it was pronounced the other time I did the Make-A-Wish pick-a-card thing. So yeah, don't crucify me if I said it wrong. So we have the left eye, knowledge. So right away, it feels like he is someone that knows a lot, or it feels like it is someone that likes to learn. So one of the things that I do know is that apparently he's a very decent cook and a gamer, and seems to have the same humor as my sister. It must be because they're both cancers. Must be that. It's a cancer humor. Let's see. Oh, I want that card. I don't know which one it was. We have Make Your Dreams Real. So that tells me that he's a type of leader that works very hard to accomplish his goals, or the goals of the team. Of their group. Let's see. It also feels like he's someone that he has a very pure heart, because we have this symbolism right here, and then there's like a sphere right there. So it tells me that he is someone that is trying to wear his heart on his sleeve. He's trying to be very honest with the group, trying to be emotionally connected to that group. So with all of NCT, all 20 something of them. I'm sorry. And the Capricorn energy tells me that he's a very professional leader. He's someone that likes structure. He likes he cares about the public image that the group has. He cares about the work that everyone does. He seems to be a workaholic as well. So it's someone that is very ambitious. The Capricorn energy is someone that is very ambitious. So whatever goals he has in mind for the group is going to happen because he's that type of hard worker leader. And Taeyong feels like the type of leader that is always thinking, someone that thinks very big into the future, someone that sets himself very big goals in life, and someone that is so ambitious that he's gonna make them happen. It feels like he's a type of person that will motivate his group, will give them whatever knowledge, experiences he has in life, whatever skills. So that tells me that he's a pretty decent teacher, or he's the type of leader that doesn't mind working with other people to reach the top, which is kind of funny because a Capricorn is not necessarily the type that does that. Capricorn is the one that doesn't mind stepping on a mountain of skulls and corpses to reach the top. So yeah, he doesn't seem like that type of leader. He seems like the type of leader that understands the importance of working with other people to achieve any goal in mind. Especially because he's in a group, right? So if it's a group goal, then yeah. He seems like a type that many people may not see the strengths of Taeyong as a leader, but he has them, right? Because it's like a web. So it tells me that he's very, very good at creating a strong foundation and a strong path for people, like a stable one, but even if other people don't recognize it or don't see it. So yeah, now we'll go to the second question, which is how does the rest of NCT see Taeyong as a leader? Like, how do they feel his leadership is like, or stuff? We have Temperance reverse, and I'm about to drop the cards again. So before I get super mad at the fact that I almost dropped my cards again, all I have to say is that it feels like there's a lot of emotions, but a lot of comments, a lot of words that want to be said, but all I have to say is there's 20 something of them. So should I be surprised that everyone probably has their own thoughts, their own ideas, and their own ways of seeing, their own perspective on how Taeyong is as a leader, right? So we have Temperance reversed, we have the Hierophant reversed, and the 10 of Pentacles reversed. So how do they see him? They see him as someone that is not conventional. So this is Taurus energy reverse. So that tells me that they don't necessarily see him as someone that, okay, they see him as someone that is stubborn to achieve his goals, but they don't necessarily see that as something bad. It feels like many of them see that as way to motivate themselves to continue moving forward. I feel that Taeyong is of those that doesn't really lose hope in making his dreams come true, because that's the type of leader he is. So that tells me that many of them do see him as a way to motivate themselves and continue moving forward into whatever goal, path, or wish they have in mind. The 10 of Pentacles reversed tells me that they don't... they see him as someone that is like the family and not. So I feel that some of them see Taeyong as almost like part of the family. They see him as a very close companion. They feel very protected and provided for because of him. In the material sense, they all seem to acknowledge that he works very hard. However, it feels like others of them just see him strictly professional stuff, strictly just someone they work with. It doesn't feel like everyone's necessarily close with each other, which makes sense. I mean, NCT is like the size of a smallish class in a public school, so that tells me that I don't know about you guys, but I didn't get along with all of my classmates. You know, I stuck to my friends of like 2 or 3. So it feels the same here. It feels like when when you're the leader of a big ass group, you get along with some of them, and with others of them, you are pretty indifferent. Not necessarily bad, just indifferent. Like, you don't care. It's kind of like, I mean, we work together and that's it. You don't need to make a connection. And if that's the case, the Temperance reverse tells me that the first thing I got was impatient. So I have a feeling that Taeyong is the type of person that makes dreams come true and works very hard to make them come true, because he's not the type to just wait for life to give him things. He's the type that just chases after them. It also feels like short-tempered is one of them. So I feel that the group probably, I mean, he's the leader. So if the group is misbehaving or doing something and he's like, oh boys, we're about to get in trouble because of this guy, tell him off. So I do feel that it's not uncommon for NCT to have arguments. And if that's the case, I do feel that many of them see Taeyong as hot-tempered. But I mean, can you blame him if he's going to be the one that's going to get in trouble from, like, in the company if the other ones are doing crap? So he might as well just do it himself and be like, stop it, right? I find it kind of funny just to imagine everyone, like, like chibi versions of themselves, like fighting each other. Anyway, so I just got the image of like that one Pokemon scene from that one Pokemon movie where like all of the Pokemons are like fighting their clones, and they're like very tired fighting each other. I don't know. I think I remember that because of my sister. I don't know why. But it feels like that. It feels like it's normal in NCT to have fights, and because of that, they may see Taeyong like, oh, there he goes again, having to step in and stop the fight. But it's nothing necessarily bad. I feel that, if anything, the group is kind of like, it's difficult to center and concentrate the energy of what they all feel with 3 cards, because there's many of them. And as a leader, it feels like they just see him as someone that's short-tempered, a bit impatient to accomplish his dreams, very ambitious, and definitely not conventional, right? And again, split. Some of them see him as a very close friend, close family member, and others of them see him as just a co-worker or someone they know but not necessarily hang out with or are close to. Which, I mean, makes sense, right? With so many members, it's, I think, normal to not necessarily get along and be like, we all love each other, ha ha ha, as everyone's holding hands and singing hallelujah or something. I don't know. So yeah, I feel like I've been so like, with the other ones I feel so calm and like normal, maybe boring, but in this one I'm like, I feel like I'm just attacking NCT, like what the hell. Anyway, so the last question we have is, how does Taeyong feel with his role as a leader? So we have another Capricorn card, which is New Moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. So it feels like he feels like he's doing a pretty good job as a leader. He feels that Capricorn energy, that he's doing a pretty decent job at maintaining some sort of balance in the group and making sure no one's killing each other, you know, making sure that the group is pretty intact when they're in public. He feels like he's very wise, because the bat to me is what my mom calls an old rat. An old mouse, I mean, sorry. So, did I just drop cards? Oh, Taeyong, why are you this mean to me? His response, because you're mean to my group. The bat and the crow, it tells me that he feels like he's very good at communicating and maintaining order in the group. He feels like as a leader, he's has to make sure that the group is protected from any unknowns, confusions, and everything. He feels like he has to ground the group, and he feels like he's doing a pretty good job in giving everyone advice, giving everyone the knowledge, the experience, giving everyone the skills that they need to be grounded and to be stable. It feels like as a leader, he's someone of guidance. He feels like he's doing a pretty good job in maintaining balance in the group. That's like a major thing. And he has knowledge right here, Capricorn. So yeah, in a way, he kind of does see what he is as a leader, right? And whatever he expects a leader should be doing or is doing, he feels like he understands that he's doing a pretty decent job at being the type of leader he thinks a leader should be like, right? He has like those qualities. So it feels like he tries to maintain balance. It feels like he is doing a pretty decent job in taking people out of any confusion, any darkness, and any negativity. It feels like he's very good at communicating. It feels like justice. So again, arguing and fighting. It feels like it's a normal thing for NCT to just be like kacha kacha, clashing and clashing. I mean, you have different nationalities. You have a bunch of people, all of them guys and young. Some going through puberty. You have many of them that are in different groups, different units, and then they're together, they're separated. I bet some of them have never seen each other's faces. Just kidding. So yeah, I guess it's normal for them to in a way also to see each other as competition. I don't know, right? Like, am I going to be in the new NCT MITS unit thingy, or will I have to lay low and never appear, right? I don't know. Like, I do feel that Taeyong has it very difficult. It's not going to be easy for him as a leader to lead or to handle everyone or to maintain everyone at peace and stable and have justice when, well, all he can do is maintain order in that group. I mean, he's not the one making the stuff, right? SM is the one taking care of that. So in a way, it sucks for Taeyong in that sense, right? Like, he can't really be like a leader when, and sometimes he's not going to be there for the group because he's not a part of the subunit, and other times it's like, I don't know. I think it's difficult for him and to interpret the type of leader that he is when he's in such a unstable foundation of a group, right? I don't think SM is doing a good job with NCT, but you know, NCT is surviving however they can. But with that, I'll go on to the next person. So now we will go on to the next person, which will be Forgive My Everything, Hongjoong from ATEEZ. Bro, if that card was gonna fall, I was gonna straight up cry. I know nothing of the group or of him, so it's gonna be pretty interesting to see what I pick up, and I guess you guys can tell me if I was right, wrong, or it was all a mistake. And all I have to say is that I do know nothing of that group, as much as I know that ATEEZ is pretty much everywhere. However, the other thing is that I do know that the leader, in this case, oh, here I go, Hongjoong, is the one that always seems to, you know, get my attention whenever they're in some like award shows and stuff. And I'm just happy to see them. I'm like, wait, who's the group? ATEEZ. Oh, I know that name. And then who's that guy? I don't know. So anyway, putting all of that aside, I'm gonna see this as an entertaining game to see if I get anything right, or if anything makes sense. Who knows? So we have the Angel of Time and Wasp Spirit. Sometimes life stings. Oh, he's a brooder. Is that a word? Someone that just kind of dwells in their own difficulties. Damn. So that Wasp Spirit tells me that he is someone that understands that life is not easy at all. He seems to be the type of person, the type of leader that, okay, not too bad. So he seems to be like the type of leader that understands life is difficult, understands that sometimes you just need to give time the time that it needs to get its life together. Imagine, I'm just giving time the time it needs. And that Libra card tells me that he's very well balanced. I mean, I know he's, if my research was correct, he is a Scorpio, so he's very intense and he understands how things work, and that Scorpio energy helps him dwell very deep into his person and who he is, and is not afraid to transform and change anything he has to do. That Libra card tells me that he's very well balanced as a leader, and by that I mean that he understands the good and the bad of life. He seems to be the type of person that likes to, I say person, right? Because I don't know him at all. So I'm just basing everything off the cards right now. So he seems to be the type of leader that likes to just sit down and watch the horizons. Like, see what life has to offer. See what time has done. He seems to be the type that is very balanced in the sense that he knows how the past has gone and he can look into the future as well. I'm not saying that he's like some psychic. What I'm saying with looking into the future, I mean that he's very good at just seeing what life has in store for them. And he seems to not back down very easily. He seems to be that type of leader that likes to put up a very good fight with whatever life or environment or anything comes forward. So with that, we will go on to the second question, which is, how does the rest of the members, in this case ATEEZ, see him as a leader? You know, like how they feel with him as a leader, or his role as a leader. Okay, 3 cards, perfect, very organized. The group seems to know exactly what's up. So we have the 8 of Wands, the Empress reverse, and the High Priestess reverse. Oh well, okay. So right away, it feels like the group sees Hongjoong. Shit, bro. I'm like, am I saying that right? I did not do my research. But seems like the group sees him as someone that is very driven, someone that it has laser focused energy. So when he has a goal in mind, he just goes for it. And they see him as someone that when he concentrates his energy on one thing, he gets it done because he puts a lot of work into it. He takes action towards it, and that's kind of like what I'm getting. The Empress and the High Priestess reversed are both feminine cards, so that tells me that the group sees him as a leader that is very, very manly, and I feel that the Eight of Wands is the reason why they see him as very manly. They see him as someone that just takes action very forward, I guess in a way a bit flashy, a bit out there, which is a very masculine energy type of thing to do. But with the Empress reversed, it feels like many of them don't really get to see his pretty side. So Venus is a type of, the Empress is Venus. So that tells, we have Venus and the Moon. So that tells me that many of them struggle to see him with how he feels, or they struggle to delve deep with what he thinks. You know, it's kind of like he's kind of mysterious, right? And I think the group sees that. Even though he's very balanced as a leader, the group struggles to see that about him, or they may find it a little bit difficult to connect with him in an emotional or in deep level. The Empress, so beauty. Venus tells me that Venus is next to me like, oh hey girl, so this is what's up. No. The Empress reverse tells me that he struggles to just enjoy life. He seems to be someone that is always in his head, always thinking about himself. He's always he's a type of leader that is goal orientated. So it's like, let's do this other thing, and he's very laser focused, or that's how the group sees him. So if that's the case, many of them see him as someone that doesn't really seem to just enjoy life for what it is. It's someone that they may see him as someone that doesn't know how to have fun, or they may see him as someone that, or as a leader that is very, very focused on just getting work done, while Venus is all about pleasure, enjoyment, beauty, which which he does have, because Libra is ruled by Venus, but they may not, the group doesn't really see that about him. They see other things about him that make him a bit more cold and very driven, and just concentrated, laser focused on his goals, but he's not necessarily very open to the group. So the last question is, how does Hongjoong see how does he feel about his role as a leader? Bro, we have 2 cards. Okay, I'll take that. So we have New Moon in Pisces, New Moon in Cancer. So meditate and contemplate, and then you and your loved ones are safe. So to me, it feels like he's the type of person that he feels like a leader should be very centered, very focused, and very grounded. So that's why meditate. What? There you go. So the meditation and contemplation tells me that this is him. You know, he's a type of leader, or he feels like a leader should always be thinking and analyzing what should be done next, what is the next big thing, or whatever. And you and your loved ones are safe tells me that as long as his group is doing okay, he's not going to step in. He seems like a leader should stay back and be in the shadows almost, so the group is doing their own thing, and if he has to step in to deal with an issue, or to make everyone feel comfortable, or to organize everything, he'll step in. So he's the type of leader that just takes action when he has to, and he's not necessarily like doing anything else. As long as everyone is okay, he doesn't have to step in as a leader, and that's how he feels. That should be, right? I guess that's how he maintains balance between himself and the group. And the last card that we have is a Tiger. So there's a lot of water with him, so I feel that his Scorpio must be very strong with him. Scorpio is a water sign, as well as Pisces and Cancer. So blue, it also tells me that he is very good at communicating. He's very good at expressing how things are going and how things are going to go. He's very good at saying that, or giving orders, I don't know. And then we have a white tiger. Oh, it just says tiger. So we have the tiger and the moon and the third eye. So that tells me that he's very intuitive, he's very spiritual, or he really knows himself very, very well. And all of that orangey and red tells me that he is very passionate. So whatever goals he has in mind, he goes for it, because that's what he's passionate about. So he's definitely motivated to move forward. And that red ish orange that we see right there tells me that he's also very grounded. So he's not reckless, he takes action. I said he's not reckless, and I just got like an image of him running into the abyss and then falling, or like tripping or something. So it feels like just because he's physically reckless doesn't mean that that's how he goes away, like that's how he goes with life. goes on with life, right? So maybe he's a little bit clumsy physically, but in reality, he's constantly always thinking of what's the next step, or thinking what's the safe path to take. So he looks really deep within him to see and make sure that he's doing what he feels is right, and center himself so like that he's ready to step in when the group ever needs it. So it's kind of like a quiet type of leadership. It's very low key. It's very like you can feel he's the leader when he has to, right? But aside from that, he's just like anybody else in the group, right? So he seems like the type that prefers to lay low, and then if anything happens, that's when he steps in and is like, so he may feel a bit sneaky as a leader, right? He feels like as a leader he should just let everyone do what they have to do and just do his job when he's called to. That's kind of what he feels like. With that, I will go on to the next person, but thank you for watching and see you on the next one. So now let's go on to Sowon from GFRIEND and see what type of leader is she within her group. Oh my god, I just got this card. So we have the Angel of Time. Again, the person before this got that card. Let's see what type of leader is Sowon. So I put her on this second video because I need someone that is semi-familiar between all of these people that I don't really know that well, or groups that I don't know that well. So yeah, we have Groundhog Spirit, Time to Let Go, and Angel of Time. What is going on? What is going on with her? That we got 2 time cards. So she's the type of leader that is very cute. Because the Groundhog Spirit looks very adorable, very friendly. Wait, bro, am I not shuffling well? Why? Anyway, so the energy feels a lot lighter for Sowon, and it also feels like she's a very fluffy person, very cute, very adorable, and with Angel of Time and Time to Let Go, I have a feeling that there's a lot of things, maybe a lot of burdens that she feels as a leader, or she's the type of leader that finds it very difficult to balance things out, or finds it very difficult to communicate clearly with everyone, or there's something difficult, because I think there's something about time that she's struggling with, and I don't know if it's kind of like with time all wounds are healed, or maybe with time she'll learn something. There's something as a leader that I feel that she's a type of leader that takes her time to get things done. Feels like she's a type of leader that it's maybe a bit slow moving, and by that I mean that she takes her things one step at a time. She feels like it's someone that is very caring about the people she's with, but it's still slow moving in the sense that I mean, she's a fire sign though. Yeah, she's a Sagittarius, so I guess that means that she is always looking out to see when is the right time to take action, or when is the right time to say things, or when is the right time to feel them. It feels like she's a type of leader that compartmentalizes a lot of her emotions. So I guess in a way that benefits her, in a way that she's able to concentrate on her work very easily and in her personal life, but everything is so separated that I think she may struggle a little bit with just getting stuff done because of how everything is just kind of like pulled apart in different little sections and stuff. But the Libra card tells me that she is someone that takes... So the thing that I'm getting is that, let's say you have in the group someone arguing, and she seems to be that type of person that takes her time to hear everyone out, to see everyone's perspective, to see everyone's side of the coin, to hear everyone's story. So like that, then she can make a decision of what should be done, or maybe start communicating with everyone what the issue was in the first place. And I think that makes her a pretty good leader in that sense, right? She's not trying to solve the issue as much as she's trying to guide everyone to understand each other. So I feel it's because she allows herself to just take the time that she needs. she doesn't feel like she's rushing herself too much. Even if she has the energy of I really want to get something done, she still takes her time to at least make the right choices or whatever she feels it's right. A very beautiful leader as well. Libra is all about beauty as well. Balance, partnership. So she's very good at connecting with other people, in this case her group. She's very good at keeping harmony within the group, and she seems to also be someone that has beautiful hair, which I know she does, but as a leader, it feels like she also has a lot of ideas and thoughts going through her head constantly. And if that's the case, that explains why she takes her time with things, because she's always busy. Her head is always thinking of what to do, how to say it, how to feel it, all of that. Like, she's constantly thinking of how to organize everything in a way that she's comfortable with. But next we have, how does the rest of GFRIEND see Sowon as their leader, right? Like, how do they feel about her leader role? Let's see. They see her. Okay. So we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands reverse tells me that they may see her as someone that doesn't take action that often, or is someone that, again, the slow moving energy, right? So it may be very difficult for someone to get things, or they see her as someone that struggles with trying new things or struggles to begin anything, but that's because she's taking her time. It's not that she's struggling to start it, it's just that she is someone that or she's not, or Sowon is not trying to like avoid something new or anything. It's just that she's taking her sweet ass time, and because of that, the rest of the group sees her as someone that doesn't really take action, or is always avoiding to try new things, or it's always pushing it to the side. It doesn't. I mean, she's not hesitating because she's afraid of it. She's not hesitating because she doesn't like it. If anything, it's just that she just takes her time, and because of that, you may feel that she's hesitating, but not necessarily. She's just going at her own tempo. She's going at her own rhythm, and if that doesn't match with the rest of GFRIEND, then of course we're going to see her as the Ace of Wands reverse. Then we have the Five of Pentacles, and we have the fifth Mayor Arcana, which is the Hierophant. So that tells me that many of them see her as someone that is not afraid of conflict, or if that's the case, it makes, right, they probably see someone as someone that is not afraid of conflict because she's a mediator, right? She's the one that is trying to make sure that everyone's getting along, trying to make sure that everyone understands each other, and to make sure that everyone's on the same page. So it feels like sometimes they feel like she's like the light that they need, or she's like the person that they need to not feel abandoned, to not feel left out, or sometimes because of them trying to keep a balance, sometimes they feel left out. So they feel like it feels like there's a balance, right? Sometimes the members feel like someone is someone that is very welcoming and they're safe with her, and sometimes they feel her wrath and they're like, oh no, I've been left in the shadows. So that's kind of how it feels, right? Like sometimes they're like, oh yeah, we're all getting along, everything's great, but when trouble's coming, she's about to tell everyone off and be like, okay, so what is your truth, and tell us all, right? Like it kind of feels like that, right? Like they feel left out in the open sometimes. And the Hierophant tells me that they look up to her. It feels like the rest of GFRIEND sees her as someone that is very stable, very grounded, again, very beautiful, and very Venus-like. So because Libra is ruled by Venus, and the Hierophant is Taurus energy, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. So that tells me that many of the group sees Sowon as someone that is very stable, someone that goes by the book, someone that takes her time in making decisions, because Taurus are also known to be very lazy, or they're known to just enjoy life because of that luxury that Venus brings into Taurus. So if anything, I think the group sees her as someone that definitely takes her time with making decisions, someone that definitely goes very slowly, because Taurus it's a fixed earth sign, so that means that they have to feel very safe and secure before they can take the next step. And Tauruses tend to also like to just do stuff when they feel like it. And if they don't have a goal or they don't have a necessity to do it, they're not going to do it. So if anything, that's I guess the issue with time, right? I think there's many members in GFRIEND that are like very quick or like, let's just get things done. And then you have someone like, okay, calm down. Let's take our time. Let's look at all the perspectives in life. Let's enjoy life. Let's enjoy the journey. It feels like that, right? Like, it feels like, it's all, peace and love. So yeah. So the last question that we have is, how does Sowon feel with her role as a leader? New moon in Capricorn, your hard work is paying off. So it feels like she understands the importance of taking her time. She seems like someone understands that she doesn't care if the rest of the group are like, Grandma, hurry up. She's like the type that is like, again, she's very grounded into her own energy. So she will be kind of like, oh, these kids don't know any better. We should take our time and make sure that everything is well established and everything's well done. These kids, they don't know any better. It kind of feels like that, right? Like, she just, like, someone understands that taking her time is the best way to make sure everything is well done, secured, and they're going down the best path for themselves. We have the starfish and the panther. So the starfish tells me that she is very emotional, very connected to her spiritual side, or in a way it feels like, again, the starfish tells me that she's a very slow moving energy. Like, what else can I tell you, bro? She just takes her time with things, because starfish don't really move. They go with the flow of life and with their in this case, their emotions, because it's water, and water is all about spirituality, creativity, and emotions, right? So that tells me that she feels like a leader should go with the emotions of life. So she's a Sagittarius, so that's a mutable sign. So they just go with whatever life brings them, and they go wherever life takes them. So she may be the type of leader that just looks out for time to just do its thing, and is like, oh, you want me to get moving? We'll get moving. But if not, there's no need. So she feels like the starfish card tells me that she thinks a leader should just go with the flow of emotions. Okay, not necessarily emotions, but with life. So if life has nothing to bring them, then there's no need to move. If life is pushing them towards something, that's when to move. That's the right time to move. So it feels like she's also very, that just because she just goes with the flow of time and with just what life brings to her, that doesn't mean that someone is not a passionate, driven, and confident person. She definitely is. It's just that people may not see it that way because of her calming energy of just being like, hey, we just take action when we have to. But when she does take action, we see the panther right here. So it's kind of like, I feel like she's one of those people like, you don't want to poke the bear. In this case, you don't want to poke someone. If you get her mad, you get her mad, because we have the panther right here. So that tells me that it's with all the loving energy in the world, because we have green and a bit of yellow in the eyes of the panther. So it comes from a heart space. She's very passionate. So whenever she feels like she has to move forward, that Taurus energy kicks in, and GFRIEND has seen that if someone feels like she has to take action, like a bull, she goes after that goal and gets it done. And I feel that that's where this like aggressive panther comes in, right? Like, she pounces, she's like sneakily taking her time, doing her own thing, being in the shadows, but when she has to jump into the spotlight, she will jump and get that prey. That's what it feels like to me, right? And she feels like that's how a leader should be. When the opportunity comes up, you take it. But if there's no need to do anything, then there's no need to do anything. So yeah, it seems like GFRIEND sees that pretty well. So with all of that, thank you for watching. I will go on to the next person and see you on the next one. Bye. And now we can go on to the last person of this video, which is Bangchan from Stray Kids. So what type of leader is he? The first card that we got is null, emptiness. You know what that means? You don't know what that means? You can tell I'm tired, right? I'm just joking around. So that tells me that he is someone that enjoys peace. He is someone that enjoys the idea that you can create everything from nothing and you can get nothing from everything. Oh god. Maybe he seems like, it seems like he's philosophical at some point, like that type of leader that is, you know, he feels like he's the type of leader that it kind of sounds like Yoda, like he's just doing that circular reasoning, you know, A equals B and B equals A, so you know that's the logic. I don't know, it feels like he is also someone that likes to fill in the nothingness in the world. Well, like, I don't know what that means, but that's a thing. We have the wasp spirit. Sometimes life stinks. So it feels like he understands that, of course, life is not easy, life is difficult, and his way of, I guess, coping with it is by just, you know, putting himself very zen, calming himself, and just trying to center himself. Like, that's kind of what it feels like. Let's see what else we get. We have Aquarius. So that tells me that he likes to try new things. He likes to be innovative. He likes to push boundaries. He likes to work with people. He likes people to work and get along with each other. He seems to be the type of leader that likes to express himself. He likes to communicate. He communicates very well with other people. He's very good at communicating within the group. He seems to be the type of leader that is always working on himself and trying to find himself and trying to just be in that state of existence where you just are what you are. You're not thinking, I want to be this, I am this because of my past or into the future. He's living in the present, and I think he tries very hard to stay in that state of in that energy, right? He's the type of leader that likes to maintain a balance by maintaining himself in the present and keeping himself that way. That doesn't mean that he doesn't think about the past, and that doesn't mean that he doesn't think about the future. It just means that he values the importance of staying in the present. And with the Aquarius energy, it tells me that he's very, very balanced with all aspects of his life. So family, group activities, career, love, self-care. He seems to have found a very balanced way of doing things in life. And that's the type of leader he is. I think he understands the hardships of life, and the best way to go through those hardships is with being good with yourself and understanding yourself very well, so like that you can accomplish anything and go and overcome anything as well. Well. Anyway, with that, I'll go on to the next question, which is, how does the rest of Stray Kids see Bangchan as a leader? Like, how do they feel, or what do they think of him as a leader? So we have the Five of Swords reverse. We have, what else do we have? Oh. So we have the Five of Swords, we have the Two of Cups, and we have the Four of Cups. I was gonna say they're repeated cards, but that's because I recorded all of the leader ones in one day. But for you guys, if you didn't watch the other ones, then of course they're not repeated to you. But to me, they are. Anyway, so the Five of Swords reverse tells me again that he seems to be someone that is very cautious, someone that does not take things for granted, and the group sees him that way, right? I feel that he's so centered with himself and he's so grounded with himself in a way that the group sees him as someone that is very cautious, someone that doesn't take things for granted. They see him as a leader that prepares himself very well for what life has to bring. And the Two of Cups tells me that they all feel pretty connected. They feel pretty good with him. They feel like they can hang out with him and have fun. It feels like everyone can like fool around with him, but it feels like they don't forget he's a leader, right? They treat him as an equal, but they still treat him as a leader as well. Like, that's what it feels like. They give him his place, I guess you could put it that way. We have the two children having fun with the Two of Cups, so that tells me that everyone feels very comfortable with the energy that he brings for the group. The Four of Cups tells me that sometimes they see him as someone that is just very distracted, someone that is who knows where, and I think that he may meditate once in a while, or he tries to center himself in such a way that the group is kind of like, is he okay? Is he going through something rough? When in reality, Bangchan is probably just trying to center himself again. Again, he aims as a leader to be in that state of being, of just existing. Let's see, what else am I getting? It feels like life has a lot to offer to him, emotionally wise, or with his heart and how he feels, but he may reject a little bit of his emotions. I think that he tries to be in this sense of existence that is all about the mind, and he may struggle a little bit to connect with his emotions. So the group may see that about him. They may see that he struggles a little bit to express how he feels when he's feeling it. He's very good at expressing it after the fact, or something like that, but he may struggle a little bit to say how he feels at the moment. So or he may just struggle to just express his emotions. Let's say he's feeling very down and he wants to cry, but he doesn't show that to the group or to anyone, but he'll tell them after the fact, like, oh, I was really sad, and I cried, and it was very horrible. But he may struggle a little bit to show it to them when it happens. So the group sees that, and I don't think they necessarily see it as bad, but I feel that to them it kind of sucks that they can't be there with him when he needs it, but he's there with them when they need him, right? That's kind of what I'm getting, and that's how the group sees him, right? Lastly, we will go on to the last question, which is, how does Bangchan feel with his role as a leader? So we have believe in the impossible, blue moon. Okay, and this too. So that tells me that he's a type of, he feels like a leader should, even though he understands the hardships of life, that doesn't mean that life is just difficult. It means that you can work with it, right? You can work with how hard life is. You can work with the obstacles life puts in front of you. He seems like the type of leader that may understands how difficult life is and tries to center himself in such a way so that he can see that there's no impossibles in life. Again, he's the type of person that creates everything from nothing and sees nothing in everything. So, it's kind of like, what do you mean? So to me, it tells me that just because he thinks something is very hard to accomplish and it may seem impossible, that to him, it means a good leader will encourage his people to just go through with it. When I mean through with it, I mean like to always have faith. That the last thing you lose is faith and hope. And I think that's the type of leader he aims to be, or the type of leader he wants to be. Someone that always is very hopeful, caring, and someone that connects emotionally with people or works from the heart, so it's genuine and sincere. He feels that that's what a leader should be like, or you should be genuine and sincere to be grounded. And then we have the peacock spirit. So again, being able to express yourself freely, being able to communicate, being able to again work from your heart. So it feels like he's someone that encourages a lot for people to say how they feel, but that doesn't mean that it's easy for him to express how he feels as well. That blue moon tells me that he's someone that is constantly going through transformations, and he feels like a leader should go through those transformations to guide his people, to take them down the right path, to also be very sincere and honest with himself, because a good leader I feel that that's what he feels. A good leader should be very centered, very concentrated, very focused, so like that they are in their best state of mind to but to guide the people he's with. And so with that, I leave that there. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. And I don't really know much about Stray Kids or Bangchan, but I felt that it would be interesting to to include him in this reading for the leaders, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know how accurate it will be for you guys or how you guys see things, because again, I don't really know much about the group. I just felt like it will be interesting to get in touch with an energy that I'm not super familiar with. Of course, I know how he looks like, and I've heard songs from Stray Kids, but aside from that, I don't really know how they interact. So, I don't know. I thought it would be interesting to do this reading and see what you guys think. I guess you guys tell me how accurate it was, or what you believe yourselves. And with that, I hope it was very entertaining and fun to watch. I hope you enjoyed it. Love and healing from my part to you, and see you on the next one.